Greetings everyone, this is Anand Sumesh. So, if you would have watched the video that I had released yesterday, this one right here, you know that today is my birthday. And I would like to give a gift to all of you out there. And that gift is this video that you're watching right in front of you. So, what will I be doing in this video? I would be explaining the chapter A House is Not a Home. Now, bear this in mind, this would be a series and I would divide this chapter into parts or episodes so that it's much more easier to comprehend and it would be quite interesting. This chapter mainly talks about the author, or in this case, he's a teenager, and what all he went through during that transition period from junior high or middle school, as all of us know, to high school. Now, this is a problem that everyone faces, that transition from grade 8 to grade 9. Grade 8, that year, that fruitful year where you're considered as the pinnacle of junior high or middle school. And when you enter into grade 9 waters, well, things are different here. You're considered as the freshmen because you are new and are the youngest group in that high school category. Now that the stage has been set, let's dive right into a lesson. But before that, I would like to say that this chapter has been taken from NCERT's English Supplementary Reader for Grade 9, and the name of that book is Moments. I would highly recommend one to read this book because it contains easy to digest stories and it is a light reader. And by the end of the day, your vocabulary and your language skills would have improved. Now, let's dive right into the lesson. Okay. My first year of high school felt awkward. After leaving junior high at the head of my class with all the seniority the upper grade levels could afford me, it felt strange starting over as a freshman. The school was twice as big as my old school, and to make matters worse, my closest friends were sent to a different high school. I felt very isolated. So, as I had mentioned about the transition from grade 8 to grade 9 in that introduction, the same thing applies here. The author talks about leaving junior high at the head of his class. The upper grade levels could afford him, and this means that he performed well in academics. And it felt strange starting over as a freshman. So, just as how I mentioned about the freshmen in grade 9, the same thing goes here. Basically, you're young and new in that high school category. School was twice as big as my old school, so that's pretty self explanatory. And to make matters worse, my closest friends were sent to a different school. I felt very isolated. Now, from this, we can understand that he started over as a freshman. So he had to start over right from ground zero and then build upon that. But then for that, you need good friends. Well, did he have friends? No. His closest friends went to another high school. This meant that the author was alienated. Basically, alienated means isolated. You can use that. So, now over to a second paragraph. I missed my old teachers so much that I would go back and visit them. They would encourage me to get involved in school activities so that I could meet new people. They told me that in time I would adjust and probably end up loving my new school more than I had my old one. They made me promise that when that happened, I would still come by and visit them from time to time. I understood the psychology in what they were saying, but I took some comfort in it nonetheless. So here's the meaning of the second paragraph. So he missed his old teachers so much that he would go back occasionally to visit them. And the main thing that they told was that he must be involved in events or activities. And as all of us know, teachers are very encouraging. And these teachers were no exception to that as well. So the teachers told him that he would need some time to transition to the new school or to the new rules, and that participating in these events would help in socializing with other friends so that he'll get new friends. Now, the author mentions about psychology. I understood the psychology in what they were saying, but I took some comfort in it nonetheless. So what did they mean over there and what was the psychology? Well, the psychological element is pretty simple. I'm sure that all of us will reach the position someday and it would be a great position. So we must never ever forget our ground roots. And who are those ground roots? It can be your parents, your good friends, God, and your teachers. Never forget your teachers. Now, over to the third paragraph. One Sunday afternoon, not long after I had started high school, I was sitting at home at our dining room table doing homework. It was a cold and windy fall day, and we had a fire going in our fireplace. As usual, my red tabby cat was lying on top of all my papers, purring loudly and occasionally swatting at my pen for entertainment's sake. She was never far from me. I had rescued her when she was a kitten, and somehow she knew that I was the one responsible for giving her the good life. One Sunday afternoon, just like what all of us do, even the author, he had some chores or tasks to complete, and that task is, yes, everyone's friend or sometimes everyone's enemy, homework. So the author was doing his homework and he was sitting at his dining room. And it was a cold and windy fall day. Actually, fall is not there in India. For us, it's autumn, but then in autumn, trees don't shed as much as leaves as they do in, let's say, America or somewhere during fall. And a fire was also going in their fireplace that is basically to provide warmth. And his red tabby cat was lying on top of all his papers. So tabby is sort of a pattern. Let's take a solid color and then there would be grayish stripes. I'm sure that all of us have seen cats with grayish or blackish or brownish stripes. So the cat was purring loudly and occasionally swatting at his pen for entertainment's sake. In this case, the red tabby cat was swatting its tail at the author's pen because animals just want our affection and attention. Now, for the meaning of purring, I'm going to take the example of one of the world's most famous cats. Try to guess this cat. I hope all of you enjoyed that. So, coming back to where we were. So, the cat was never far from the author. Why? Because the author had saved the cat when she was a small kitten. Right now, she is living the good life because the author saved her. And if it wasn't for the author coming in as a hero, the cat's life would have taken a massive turn. Now, I have a crucial question to answer. And that question is, what is the difference between a house and a home? What I've enlisted the help of Anand. He's going to give the answer first. Now that I have Anand right here, hello Anand, let's ask him the exact same question. Okay, so Anand, do you think a house and a home, these two structures are the same? Yes, I think a house and a home, these two are the same because they are architectural structures. So you mean to say that these two are the same? Precisely. Okay then, I think I'll see you later. Bye. Bye then. Bye. Okay, so what Anand told back there wasn't completely correct. However, it wasn't completely incorrect. Yes, both these are architectural structures, but then the main difference is that home is a place where another family lives or one has shared multiple golden memories in that. Whereas a house can be a new house that one has just purchased or a new apartment, something like that. But then no memories have been shared yet. So that's the main difference. So that's all for this video. However, things don't stop here. This is just the first episode of this entire series. So embrace yourselves for the second one and fasten your seatbelts as well because things are going to change. So make sure to slap that like button and subscribe so that you can watch more content like this. And I'll see you in the next video. Till then, keep slapping and studying.